What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. Alright, so we are back with another daily Christmas gaming radar segment. Whew, this is getting to be a lot, but Christmas is around the corner. Just have to be doing this daily stuff for about another week. It makes me feel good, even though it kind of tightens up the schedule. I kind of thrive on that a little bit. But why don't we talk about what we're going to talk about today? Today's a science fiction game. It's a science fiction game. It is part dungeon delving. It is part exploration. It is a tile-based game. Oh, and it's part of a series, you could say. Yeah, the first part of the series took place back in the 1920s and 30s. Or was it 30s and 40s, I guess I should say. And now, the next game, which is a standalone, it's not an expansion, takes place far in the future, in outer space. I like that. Yeah. I'm going to have to play one game and then play this one. Oh, what game is this I'm talking about? I'm talking about Secrets of the Lost Station. So this is based on Secrets of the Lost Tomb. So these are both games of high adventure. This one takes high adventure and Cthulhian and horror situations and explodes it in space. Yeah, this game is worthy to be on the radar. When we go down the table and talk about this. Thank you so much. Always nice to see some friendly faces down around the table. So, yeah, this game, Secrets of the Lost Station. It's by Everything Epic. And I gotta tell you, I totally agree with that company's name. I first encountered them with the previous game to this. I had gotten my hands on the second edition, the second edition of Secrets of the Lost Tomb. And I first played it with Ryan. Me and the Ryan Man played it. It was a day no one else showed up, and boom! Whoa! We loved it! I got to play it with Rob. I think I got to play it with Alex. And I got to play with Ian. Miss Ian. Gotta get him back to the table. Anyway, so really good track record. You just recently saw, was it last week, I think, the unboxing for Comb Award, which is by Everything Epic. My point is, I love Everything Epic. So that's one of the points that make this game radar worthy. So it has a great track record, you know, Everything Epic. It's by Christopher, how do I say it? I want to make sure I try to say the name right. Christopher Batarlis and Jim Sammartino, the creators of the game. The artist, Adrian Izell. Wow, these are some beautifully illustrated pieces of art. You know, art, the object, the art, I believe is the phrase. No, really, it's a great amount of talent. In the writing and the storytelling of the game, as well as with visually the art. So this game is good for 1 to 6 players, 14 and up. Could be a big game. This is one of those games that can be an epic game, which in all honesty is why Secrets of the Lost Tomb doesn't hit the table as much as I wanted to. Which is why I know that their other game, another one of their games that we have here, Big Trouble in Little China, that I was dying for. I pre-ordered, I got the deluxe and everything. Still haven't had time to get it to the table because it has an epic time span. Makes it rough. But when we do play these games, and they're even halfway good, it is an amazing experience. Totally amazing experience. Let's see, what else did I note about this? It's tile laying. I do like tile laying games, although the way they do the tiles, I'm not the biggest fan of, because there's nothing to connect the tiles. So they end up sprawling all over the place, and that really irks my OCD. And it might just be a personal thing. That's fine, but it really does. It really irks my. They have to stick together. They have to touch. They have to be together. You know, can't be like willy-nilly. I've said willy-nilly a few times on this show. I got to change that up. But yeah, but I generally do like tile laying games because it makes the board different every time, and that adds a fun sort of expectancy to the game, and sometimes can even alter strategies a little bit. Because one strategy worked the last game only because certain rooms were near enough for each other to get to, let's say. So the next game, if that doesn't happen, you can't use that strategy. So that's another reason it made it onto it. But more than being a tile-laying game, this is a very mixed genre game. And as any of my regular friends here know, I like it when you mix the themes and you mix the genres together. So this game, it has science fiction. Takes place in the far future in outer space, the deep reaches of space. That qualifies as science fiction. It has to do with being a member of this prestigious organization of adventurers, the Eternal Order of Perseus. That qualifies as high adventure. Exploration and stuff, you know? Being part of this organization and going into unknown areas. I really like high adventure. Oh, and it also has old ones, elder beings, Cthulhian monstrosities of Lovecraftian proportion. So right there you got 3 genres, 3 themes mixed in together. I have all the faith in the world that the cogs are going to fit nicely and the wheels are going to turn properly. It's going to be a well-oiled, smoothly running machine. Knowing everything epic, I'm sure that that's going to carry over, as I said, to the writing of the stories, as they have been great so far in their other games. And also, it really is a dungeon crawler in space with elder beings. And I like dungeon crawling games. I cut my teeth on Tom Mulvey's basic D&D. Come on! Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. Speaking of which, another reason this is on my radar is because, much like Secrets of the Lost Tomb, and I'm assuming, I think Big Trouble also, but like I said, we haven't gotten to the table yet. It has role-playing aspects. It has RPG aspects to it. And that really speaks to me. Sure, it's not a true, tabletop pen and paper, completely open world campaign style RPGs that, that I've been used to all these years. Decades. But it is there. You have the chance to better your character, to advance your character, to get better equipment as you're moving on, when in all actuality, the same thing is happening on the bad guy's side. So you honestly got this kind of Cold War situation going on. I figured that out in D&D really, really early on. I mean, I grew up with the Cold War, so I could see the analogy in the game. The more powerful you get, the more powerful your monstrosities and villains get. So really, they're as more powerful than you, because any good villain's going to be a little bit more powerful than the hero to make it interesting. But it's at the same level as when you were first level. When you were at first level, the difference between the bad guy and you was this. Now you're 10th level and you're rocking it, but when you really think about it, the difference between you and the villain is still about that. It's a fun illusion. But I love the role-playing game, and I love the RPG aspect. Whenever it's thrown into a board game like this, I totally appreciate it. So thank you very much for that, Everything Epic. It brings together this story, and I love story aspects to a game. It harkens back to Secrets of the Lost Station without being a sequel. You don't need to have played that. You don't even need to own the game. You don't need any components from it. But it does. It harkens back to it. And more than just a throwaway Easter egg idea like is in every movie nowadays. No, it harkens back to it for a very specific reason. But still at the same time, keeping the game's own independence from Tomb. I really like that. And I appreciate that you've gone to this length to make the games different and separate, yet partly the same. So, yeah, those are the reasons why I'm looking forward to it. Oh! Also, you don't want to check these out? Because the minis in this game are mind-blowing. You know what? I'm going to run some of the pictures of the minis as a little slideshow for you. So sit back for a moment and look at some of these awesome, amazing minis. They are amazing, totally amazing. Some of the best I've seen in a long time, and I've seen a lot of great ones recently. Now, of course, the game doesn't need minis. The first game got along great with just using the cardboard stand-ups kind of situation. Minis do look nice. They add to the price. It's a teeter-totter. It's a seesaw. It's a yo-yo, back and forth. Anyway, I just wanted to share that game. It's definitely on my radar, and if you love science fiction board games, I think it should be on yours. If you love games of high adventure, I think it should be yours. And if you love Cthulhian, Lovecraftian games, it should be on yours. All right, so thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for following us on Facebook and friending us on Twitter and being there with us on Instagram. Thank you so much for checking out our Zazzle store and looking at some of the products that we made, our official Two-Gun Pixie products. And thank you for subscribing right here to us on YouTube. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you for always being there for us. And thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for sharing the videos, and please keep that up. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G, with Two-Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming, and my friends, I am out of here.